Have you ever wondered how rescuers conquer impossible terrain to save stranded trucks, tractors, and heavy machines in extreme conditions? The rescue operation focuses on pulling a heavy military truck out of an icy, snow-covered road in the remote Usinsk winter region. Powerful recovery vehicles and steel tow cables are attached securely to the stranded truck. The surface is extremely slippery and covered with thick ice, making movement difficult and dangerous. Drivers carefully coordinate their actions while engines roar against the freezing wind. Step by step, the towing vehicle gains traction and slowly drags the stuck truck forward. Teamwork, patience, and determination finally return the vehicle to solid ground. Mission accomplished safely. The video shows a timber truck, fully loaded with logs, struggling to travel along an extremely muddy and slippery forest road. The heavy vehicle becomes stuck and cannot move forward on its own. To rescue the truck, an excavator equipped with a strong clamp attachment is brought to the site. The machine grips the rear of the truck and pushes it steadily through the deep mud, helping the driver continue the journey. Heavy equipment was swept away after being struck by floodwaters at the Dragung Dam project in Karangawan, Demak on Monday, December 6, 2021, around 5 p.m. local time. Fortunately, the incident caused no casualties and resulted in only material losses without injuries. The video shows a Toyota Hilux demonstrating its strong recovery capability by pulling a 4x4 pickup truck stuck deep in thick mud. After heavy rain, the trapped vehicle is unable to move as its wheels spin helplessly in the slippery hole. A Hilux arrives as the rescue vehicle. A towing strap is securely attached between the two trucks. The driver carefully applies steady power and engages four-wheel drive. With controlled acceleration and solid traction, the Hilux slowly drags the stranded pickup forward. Mud flies from the tires, but the recovery remains stable. Step by step, the stuck truck is freed from the muddy trap. The scene proves the reliability, torque, and off-road performance of the Toyota Hilux. A powerful rescue demonstration indeed. After a heavy rainstorm, a fully loaded MAZ truck transporting concrete railway sleepers became hopelessly stuck in deep mud. The weight of the cargo, combined with the soaked ground, made it impossible for the driver to move the vehicle on his own. The situation required immediate assistance, and a powerful Kirovet's K525 tractor was brought to the scene as the first rescue attempt. Although the tractor was strong, it was significantly lighter than the stranded truck. Crews attached a heavy towing cable and tried several times to pull the MAZ free. Each attempt ended in failure, as the enormous resistance caused the cable to snap like a thin thread. Realizing that more power was needed, the operators decided to call for reinforcement. A much larger and more powerful Kirovet's K735 tractor arrived to take over the operation. With both tractors now working together, new cables were connected and the rescue effort resumed. Engines roared and tires spun as the tractors pulled with full force. After several tense moments, the stuck truck slowly began to move. Gradually, it was dragged out of the mud and back onto solid ground. Thanks to teamwork and the strength of the heavy machinery, the difficult recovery was successfully completed. Across the rugged worksite, a fleet of powerful Cat 657 scrapers moves steadily around the towering pile of loose material. Each machine follows a carefully planned path, circling the mound and positioning itself for the next pass. The operators guide their vehicles with precision, lowering the cutting edges to bite into the ground and gather heavy loads of earth and debris. As one scraper fills its massive bowl, another approaches from behind, keeping the operation in constant motion. The continuous rhythm of engines and hydraulics creates an impression of unstoppable energy. Dust rises into the air while the machines crawl forward, demonstrating their remarkable strength and capacity. These enormous vehicles are designed to haul vast quantities of waste in a short time, reducing the size of the pile with every trip. After collecting a full load, each unit accelerates away toward the dumping area, before returning to repeat the cycle again. The coordinated movement resembles a well-rehearsed dance, with every driver aware of the position of the others. Even on uneven ground, the scrapers maintain balance and traction, proving their reliability in demanding conditions. Step by step, the scattered material is gathered, transported, and relocated to create a cleaner and more organized site. What initially appears to be a chaotic mountainous spoil gradually becomes smaller and more manageable. Through patience, skill, and mechanical power, the team of machines works together to reshape the landscape. Their steady progress highlights how modern equipment can transform the largest piles of waste into orderly results. Tailgate trucks handle wet, silty material well, but struggle with sticky, wet clay. During dumping, a heavy chunk slid forward, striking the tailgate and snapping a chain support. The load lifted the truck's front wheels, trapping it in place. A tractor was required to pull the vehicle free and complete the rescue operation successfully today. On a quiet winter day, a routine drive home from the fields turned into an unexpected adventure. The truck was making its way along a narrow rural road, carrying equipment and supplies after a long day's work. At first, everything seemed normal, but the weather had other plans. Recent cold temperatures had covered the ground with thick ice, and the surface of the road was far more dangerous than it appeared. As the driver guided the vehicle through a low section of the path, the heavy wheels suddenly lost their grip. With no warning, the truck slid sideways and sank into a frozen rut. The tires spun helplessly, digging deeper into the icy mud beneath. What was supposed to be a simple trip quickly became a frustrating struggle. No matter how hard the driver tried, the truck refused to move. Realizing that brute force would not solve the problem, the driver shut off the engine and stepped out to assess the situation. The ice was solid and slick, locking the vehicle in place. It became clear that there was no quick solution. The only option was to wait patiently for help. In the freezing air, time seemed to pass slowly as the crew considered their next steps. Eventually, a decision was made to wait for the ice to soften slightly as temperatures rose. After some time, a powerful tractor was called in from a nearby farm. When it finally arrived, heavy tow ropes were attached between the two vehicles. With careful coordination, the tractor began to pull, its engine straining against the weight of the trapped truck. Little by little, the wheels found traction again. After several tense moments, the truck finally broke free from the icy grip that had held it captive. What began as a simple journey ended as a memorable reminder of how unpredictable winter roads can be, and how even small adventures can turn into big challenges. The M88A2 Hercules is a powerful armored recovery vehicle designed to operate in the most difficult battlefield conditions. In the video, the heavy machine is shown playing in deep mud while preparing a specially arranged mire pit. The demonstration highlights the impressive mobility and strength of the vehicle. Despite its massive weight, the Hercules moves steadily across the soft and slippery ground. Wide tracks and a high-torque engine allow it to push through thick layers of wet soil without becoming stuck. Engineers use this kind of controlled mud environment to test traction stability and recovery capabilities. As the vehicle enters the pit, the crew carefully adjusts speed and steering to simulate real rescue situations. The M88A2 is equipped with a strong winch, recovery crane, and reinforced hull, which enable it to pull disabled tanks and other armored vehicles out of extreme terrain. Throughout the exercise, clouds of mud and water splash around the chassis, proving how well sealed and protected the systems are. Observers can see the suspension working hard as the tracks bite into the ground. Setting up the mire pit allows operators to practice important skills in a safe but challenging setting. The test also demonstrates how maintenance teams evaluate mechanical performance after heavy stress. By driving repeatedly through the muddy course, the Hercules proves that it can continue operating where ordinary vehicles would fail. This type of training ensures that crews remain ready for real missions in rain, swamps, or destroyed roads.
He said shove the mud back in. What? He said shove the mud back in. It's chocolate!
Driving heavy military vehicles is always challenging, especially in rough terrain. Ever tried driving a 50-ton truck up a muddy slope? This bootneck did, and needed rescuing. The Royal Marine carefully attempted to climb the slippery incline, but the weight of the vehicle and the deep mud quickly defeated the effort. Wheels spun helplessly as the truck lost traction and slowly became stuck. Fellow Marines arrived to assess the situation and organize a recovery operation. Using another vehicle and strong towing equipment, they worked together to pull the stranded truck free, proving teamwork is essential during difficult training exercises. A dramatic operation to rescue a military tank trapped in deep mud. After heavy rain, the vehicle becomes completely immobilized and unable to move under its own power. Soldiers assess the situation and decide to request assistance from another armored tank. Strong tow cables are attached between the machines, while crews carefully coordinate their actions. With steady pulling and precise teamwork, the second tank gradually drags the stuck vehicle free from the thick mud. The successful recovery demonstrates the power of military equipment and the skill of trained operators working together in difficult field conditions. The video presents the Mercedes-Benz 1519 Mamute, a powerful military truck built by Engesa, a former Brazilian company. The vehicle is shown climbing a steep and muddy slope, proving its remarkable strength and endurance. Because the ground is wet and slippery, chains are installed on the front wheels to increase traction and stability. As the heavy truck moves upward, its engine works steadily, and the robust chassis handles the difficult terrain with confidence. Every movement demonstrates the reliable engineering of this classic machine. Despite challenging conditions, the Mamute continues forward without hesitation, clearly showing its ability to overcome serious obstacles and demanding environments. It is truly impressive and durable. Deep in a muddy forest road, a heavy civilian truck becomes hopelessly stuck after rain turns the ground into thick clay. The wheels spin without traction, and every attempt to move only sinks the vehicle deeper. To solve the problem, a powerful Mercedes-Benz 1519 military truck, known as the Mamute, is called to the scene. Using strong steel cables and careful coordination, the rescue team connects both vehicles. The military truck slowly pulls forward, applying steady force. Gradually, the trapped truck begins to move. After several tense moments, it is finally dragged free from the mud successfully and safely. In a muddy construction site, a heavy excavator becomes deeply stuck in a swampy area after losing traction on the soft ground. The machine is unable to move forward or backward because thick mud, branches, and dense grass surround its tracks. To solve the problem, another excavator is brought to the location to assist with the rescue operation. First, the supporting machine carefully clears away obstacles such as tree branches, roots, and heavy vegetation around the trapped excavator. This step is important to create enough working space and to reduce resistance from the environment. After the area is cleaned, the stuck excavator begins its own recovery process. Using its hydraulic bucket, the operator slowly pushes against the firmer ground in front of the machine. By repeatedly lifting and pulling with the bucket, the excavator gradually climbs out of the mud. With patience and precise control, the machine finally regains stable ground and is successfully freed from the swamp. According to representatives of the Belarusian factory, the MAZ 543 is a true monster designed to travel anywhere. It offers outstanding reliability, easy maintenance, and extremely high ground clearance. For years, this powerful vehicle conquered every route placed before it while moving along the roads of life. However, during one challenging journey, it finally met a location beyond its strength. The depth of the muddy ford reached up to 1.5 meters in places, and the heavy machine snapped logs lying across the path like simple matches. The equipment proved durable and repairable, yet because of its enormous size and weight, Even this legendary truck cannot pass absolutely everywhere. Still impressive machine. In the video, a heavy military excavator becomes trapped in extremely soft, muddy ground. The large vehicle attempts to drive forward, but the wheels sink deeper into the loose soil, leaving the machine unable to move by its own power. Instead of waiting for external assistance, the operator decides to use the equipment already available on the machine. The excavator bucket is slowly lowered onto firmer ground in front of the vehicle. By carefully pushing the bucket against the surface, the driver creates a solid support point. Hydraulic power is then applied to lift the front section of the excavator upward. This action reduces the weight on the buried wheels and allows them to gain some traction. Step by step, the operator repeats the process, digging the bucket into the ground and pulling the machine forward a short distance each time. The technique requires patience, precise control, and good understanding of the machine capabilities. After several attempts, the wheels gradually climb out of the deep ruts. Finally, the excavator frees itself completely from the sticky mud without any outside help. The demonstration shows how experience and intelligent use of onboard tools can solve difficult recovery situations in challenging field conditions. The heavy truck was stuck in soft ground and unable to move on its own. To rescue it, two Belarus 82 and T40 tractors with excavator buckets were brought to the scene. Together, they attached strong cables and slowly pulled the 50-ton Mercedes truck back to safe ground. On a narrow rural road, a large fuel tanker became stuck after its wheels sank deep into soft soil. The vehicle, weighing nearly 50 tons when fully loaded, was unable to move forward or backward on its own. To solve the problem, a Class Arion 620 agricultural tractor was brought to the scene. Although the tractor was much smaller than the enormous truck, it was equipped with a robust four-wheel drive system, thick tires, and a powerful diesel engine designed for harsh farm work. Thick rescue chains were carefully attached between the front of the tanker and the tractor's tow hook. The class tractor driver positioned the tractor on firmer ground to achieve maximum traction. As the engine revs increased, the tractor slowly began to pull. At first, the vehicle didn't move, but with steady traction, the wheels began to turn, and the vehicle was freed from the mud. The tractor maintained constant traction, using low gears to generate high torque. After several persistent attempts, the tanker truck gradually rolled onto a firm surface. This successful rescue clearly demonstrates the impressive capabilities of modern agricultural tractors and their usefulness even in challenging rescue situations. Professional recovery operation to rescue a tractor that has become badly stuck in a muddy field. After heavy rain, the agricultural machine is unable to move and sinks deeply into the soft ground. The farmer realizes that ordinary towing methods will not be enough and calls a specialized roadside assistance company for help. Soon, a power-few recovery truck arrives at the location. This vehicle is designed for extreme terrain and difficult rescue tasks. First, the crew carefully inspects the situation and plans the safest method to free the trapped machine. Strong towing cables and heavy-duty shackles are prepared and connected to secure points on the tractor. The rescuers position the truck on firmer ground to obtain maximum traction. With the engine running steadily, the winch system is slowly engaged. Mud and water splash as tension increases on the cable. The tractor begins to move centimeter by centimeter. Several attempts are required because the wheels are buried very deep. The operators maintain constant communication and adjust the pulling angle to avoid further damage. Finally, after persistent effort, the tractor breaks free from the mud and is pulled onto solid ground. The successful operation shows the importance of proper equipment, experience, and teamwork in vehicle recovery. Without the strength of the Mancat 8x8 and the skills of the Dansk Autojalp crew, the machine would have remained stuck for many hours. Thanks to their quick response, the farmer can return to work with minimal. Heavy agricultural machinery is designed to work in difficult environments, but even the most powerful equipment can become helpless when conditions turn extreme. In large farming areas, especially after long periods of rain, fields can quickly change into deep mud traps. The show is a challenging day in which several heavy machines become stuck and require patient and determined rescue operations. The situation begins with an excavator that has sunk deeply into the soft ground. Its large wheels are buried in thick mud, and every attempt to move only makes the machine sink further. The operator realizes that the excavator cannot free itself without assistance. A powerful tractor is brought to the scene to provide help. Using a strong tow cable, the tractor slowly pulls the excavator forward. The process requires careful coordination, steady engine power, and precise driving. After several attempts and a great deal of effort, the tractor finally manages to drag the heavy excavator out of the muddy hole and back onto firmer ground. However, the rescue work is far from over. Nearby, a large truck has also become trapped in the wet field. The vehicle was probably trying to transport equipment or supplies when it lost traction and became stuck. Once again, the reliable tractor takes on the task of recovery. The driver attaches the tow rope and begins to pull the truck step by step. The wheels spin and mud flies everywhere, but gradually the truck begins to move. With persistence and controlled power, the tractor succeeds in towing the vehicle completely out of the field and back to a safe surface. As the team believes the worst is finished, another problem appears. A second truck is discovered stuck in a different part of the field. The ground conditions are even worse in this area, making the rescue more complicated. Nevertheless, the tractor returns to action without hesitation. Following the same careful method, it pulls the second truck free, proving once again how essential tractors are in difficult agricultural situations. Finally, the last machine in need of help is a self-propelled sprayer. This large and valuable piece of equipment is vital for farm operations, but its heavy weight has caused it to sink into the soft soil. Freeing it is the most delicate task of the day. The tractor approaches slowly, the cable is secured, and the pulling begins. Inch by inch, the sprayer is dragged out of the mud until it reaches solid ground and can operate normally again. By the end of the day, several major machines have been successfully rescued thanks to teamwork, experience, and the strength of a single hard-working tractor. The events demonstrate how unpredictable field conditions can be and how important proper recovery equipment is on any modern farm. Without the tractor and the determination of the operators, all these machines might have remained stuck for a long time. This story is a clear reminder that in agriculture, rescue operations are sometimes just as important as the work itself.